I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then you're not here, you missing out. Is this show? All right, the We Love Wrestling Spotlight. I'm here with a prolific trio, tag team in one corner, the big singles man here in the other corner. Can y'all introduce yourself to the people?
Oh man.
Go ahead, Oos. Go ahead,
Big
man.
Oos. Go ahead, Oos. Come on,
you
know,
you go first.
You know how to clean up. You know how to clean up. You know how to clean up.
All right. You
know how to clean up.
Marcus Marquis. How y'all doing?
The American Gangster Isaiah Wolf.
Oh, and I'm the heavy hitter, wig splitter, never quitter, big boy from Brooklyn, Tyree Taylor, and we are prolific.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh. Now, when I hear prolific, I think about, producing a lot, big things and everything. Like, where did you come up with the name for yourself to be prolific? How did you put it together?
Wolfie.
All right. I came up with a I thought, it stands out pretty much. And I feel like the three of us, we were talented individuals solo, and we had tag team experience, but it was like nobody wanted to like really look at us as much. And then we just figured, three like-minded individuals together as one to form a dynamic faction, stable, and just a brotherhood. And it wasn't like, these are three guys that we threw together. Like, we all knew each other. So it was like, I chopped it up. I was like, I got something in mind. Let's roll with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we'll try and do something back to the drawing board. Started it literally for like the 1 year anniversary of Prolific, and next thing you know, this month's our 1 year anniversary of pretty much the formation, and we've been pretty much like making a splash ever since.
So 1 year you guys have been together. Has it been a successful year?
Yeah, man. I don't know if you realize this, but like long and behold, before COVID, we were known as a drip set of Warriors of Wrestling.
Drip set.
I mean, we still holding. I got the other one in the car.
Yes. Pretty much holding gold.
It's almost been 1 year since I got this.
Yeah.
1 year.
1 year.
So the day we formed, I won this bad boy right here. Warriors I'm the champion, and it's almost been a year.
So you said drip set. It seems like something missing from the tag team, though. What's going on?
COVID.
Hold on, they taking the walk.
We just going inside. We walking inside because they got
COVID. That's it.
COVID. Just COVID. Nothing.
COVID.
I was all right. I'll just leave it with COVID. Yeah.
COVID. And then after COVID, drip set return.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
For sure.
Oh yeah.
So I was watching a couple of your matches. I saw the tag team. I saw you guys in a match with Big Swole and Tasha Steele.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
How do y'all feel about intergender wrestling?
Personally, me, I don't really like it, but I understand why companies do it. And I feel like it should be it should be the way it should be. I don't really like the whole intergender thing because it's also like domestic violence is something very, very big that people struggle with. So why promote something that is pretty much frowned upon? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a fan of it, but I know why companies do it because it's an easy money draw. So it's kind of like
numbers.
Yeah.
For me, I get it. I've done it. I've done it quite a few times. I'm like, I would say it makes me a better worker because I'm able to tell a story with a female, and all of a sudden, like with a woman. Yeah, a woman. And I can also, I'm like, and it pretty much builds up my prestige because it helps me and it helps up the person I'm working with, because it shows that I can work with anybody, no matter what the sex or whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah. So, like, I've done it, and especially being a big man, it's very tedious to perform one. And like Wolf said, it makes you makes you a good storyteller. Because if you're not one, it could be sloppy and a half. You know, so once you get over the fact that that's a woman, you can understand that you're still two people playing a part to entertain. So once you get past that, you'll be okay. You know, not understand what Marcus is saying about not being a fan, and I totally get it. But as a worker, I understand that as well.
Okay. So you said earlier, let's go back to this. You said you saw that apart, you guys weren't doing much, but when you came together, you were able to do prolific things. Have you been getting a lot of back push, you know, being 3 African American wrestlers just out here trying to get on the scene? I mean, in these times in America right now, it would be bad if not to ask.
Are we going there or are we going there?
I mean, it's
conference. Conference. We going there. We going there.
All right.
Let me know. All
right, cool.
We're gonna go there.
All right, we're going there.
I'll do it because I'm like Ty's been he's been pretty much the outspoken one to a degree about this. I pretty much like kept it cool because I always try to be like I try to be diplomatic and see both sides of the spectrum. But in regards to like personal experiences, I'm like, one, they didn't want to see my black ass shine by myself. not one bit. Cause all of a sudden they feel like I got a chip on my shoulder. They feel like all of a sudden they feel like I knew it all. They feel like
You're doing too much too early.
You're doing too much too early. You all of a sudden you're too talented. You have too much swag. You shouldn't be doing that. And I was like, but that's just who I am.
Oh, remember that conversation?
I remember that conversation. Maybe you should turn your swag down.
Wow.
Turn back down.
You guys are heels. Y'all being too cool.
Like as a heel, you're heels. Y'all have too much swag as heels. I'm like, well, that's not our fault.
Oh well. You know?
Nah, but it was more the fact that all right, bet. We're gonna form. Now listen, I dare you to tell us one thing, like individually, and see if we don't come to you collectively.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, I think a lot of the times as an African American performer and wrestler, we also forget about our brand.
Mm-hmm.
We worry so much about just trying to make that booking that we undermine our value and our brand, and that diminishes our character for future investment and opportunities. Yeah. And other black wrestlers at that, like all right, cool, that brother, he'll do this for that because he doesn't lose his spot. But if I stand up for myself, I can help out the next person or my brother or family in this business.
Like when being a black man in professional wrestling, after speaking to some big time black wrestlers, it's almost I start to understand that sometimes promoters will use your skin color as a prop, right? Mm-hmm. You remember the laws of one, right? So nowadays there's more of us, right? So we're not going to fight for one spot. We're not going to fight for being the African American guy. Like if I'm in a position to win titles, to be in the main event, that's because I'm nice. You know what I mean? But if you want to use my skin color as a prop, that's not going to happen. So we're fighting to break that mold, to break that stigma of African American wrestlers. There can only be 3 types: the soul guy, the Kamala, and then the Shucky Shuck Juck guy. You know, so we're trying to be different, have swagger, and be us. First and foremost, be us 3 like-minded individuals.
And like to chime off of that, because I don't want to go too much into that because that's a whole different show.
Yeah, we don't got time for that. that's another show.
Honestly speaking, like I just watched the Dave Chappelle 846, and he said something. I was like, yo, when we chose to be prolific, we just did it because we wanted to do something different. Mm-hmm. I don't think that we knew the impact that we will have, like the foresight that we like that. Like like you want to do something because you want to do something with your boys, you want to do something with your brothers, your friends. But all of a sudden, next thing you know, like you have people that look like us that gravitate towards us, and they're pretty much pushing us because they see something in us that at that time we were kind of discouraged about ourselves because we wasn't in this position that we wanted to be.
Right. We started to second guess,
Yeah.
you know, who we were as a performer, as a wrestler. Like, are we missing something? Like why? How come that's not us? We were just as hard as that person did, and this and that, and to their own horn, we know we're better than them. We don't. Why aren't we in that position? So it's like, you know, when you start to second guess yourself, it's like, I don't know, and then when we form, we've seen, nah, we that goddamn good. It's like, oh, all right, well, there it is. No?
It was kind of like with our powers combined, right?
Yeah. We formed Captain Prolific. That, you know.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I noticed when I started watching the video, the drip set, drip set, drip set. And I was like, oh, I mess with this because, you know, I can relate to that right there.
Yeah.
So let me ask, what y'all listening to, you know, your music taste right now? You know, are you listening to Dipset or, you know?
Honestly speaking, yo, no. Real talk. Like the Dipset thing, actually, yo, we were. It wasn't supposed to be like it wasn't supposed to be a thing. It was just some shit that we said on Twitter. And I was like, some shit. It was some shit like, I'm like, yo, we dripping. Oh, yo, we dripping. All of a sudden, next, you know, Marcus reply, yeah, man, yo, we Dripset. I was like.
T-shirt.
It became a thing, and I'm like, everybody likes something that kind of like reminds you of something that you used to fuck with back in the day, like you fuck with Dipset, like yeah, they Dipset. You just see 3 black dudes coming out with swag. Yeah, man, yo, Dripset, like yeah. Unfortunately, I have been offered so much weed after we said that. There's so much. Yo, we want to blaze up, son. You good? Nah, bro. I'm good. Thank you.
See, the one thing you can't stop a good brand, baby.
That's true.
You can't stop a good brand. Promoters want to control us, but when they see a good brand, they have to work with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be Dripset all day. We're gonna be prolific forever.
And I appreciate that, guys. Because when I'm watching wrestling, you know, I've been watching since the 80s. I don't really see too many people of color, but, you know, just the last week looking at y'all stuff, I appreciate what y'all bringing out here. Because when I looked at it, I was like, hey, these are like some people that I went to high school with, I went to college with, you know, sitting back in the dorm. I can relate to this. And when you're watching wrestling, I'm looking for more things that I can relate to. So I appreciate what y'all doing right now and having the goal for so long, you know, even though COVID happened to the other ones. But having the gold out there representing, I love it.
Hey, highly appreciate it, brother. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you guys one more question because I was watching, you know, Warriors of Wrestling's about to come back, and they was talking about the new breed. Do you being the champion, Tyree, do you see anybody coming for your title that you're looking out for?
Who I haven't beat? That list is short. that list is short. He probably still training. They probably over there training right now. He probably haven't signed the waiver, and paid his money yet. So you know, time's ticking. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here forever, and I'm gonna retire. That's it.
You're gonna retire. You know, since COVID happened, you know, he said that's where your titles went. So when COVID's over, you gonna get your titles back?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Like one. We grinding. I see what the tag team champions are doing. Absolutely nothing. Just eating a meatball sub and probably watching soap operas. I don't know. I'm like, we're here constantly training, like studying, becoming better athletes and businessmen.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot. I think that's something that falls to the wayside so much. Learning how to become a better businessman.
Oh yeah.
all of a sudden, and I know this for a fact, all of a sudden when you have titles around your waist or on your shoulders, you are big business. You are the business. It means a lot.
Now, totally forgot. I need to talk to you guys about this. I see you guys do this tag team move, a finisher, where it's like a two-person style clash, which totally blew my mind because I was like, how do you come up? See, that's swag right there. How did you guys even think of something like
Shot? Should I take it?
Yeah, that's the revolving tag team finish, man.
Honestly speaking, I'm literally at home with a notebook and a notepad, just watching shit. And then I'll be like, I'll hit them out the blue. Yo, y'all up? What happened? Yo, I saw this tag team sequence. I think we can do it. What is it? All right, man, I was watching AJ Styles. Here we go again. Okay.
So it's safe to say you're an AJ fan, or?
I'm like, yeah. So I'm watching it. I was like, yeah. So I was like, here, up. So I'm like, I'm we're doing a podcast interview. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm doing it like, so I'm watching AJ Styles. Like, I hit up Marcus. I'm like, yo, Pretty Hills.
Pretty Hills.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, I think we could do a double Styles clash.
Who talking? We're gonna get stomped out.
I'm like,
We're
yeah.
talk about a finish.
Yeah. Nah, so I'm like, yo, I'm in the cut. I'm like, yo, what do you think about doing a double Styles clash? I'm like, yo, what you talking about? They was like, yeah, double Styles clash. I'm like, yo, we're gonna do a double Styles clash next year. I'm like, nah, man, it's impossible. Bring your ass to the ring. So we nail it. Like, that shit's smooth as fuck. You doing it? I was like, I bet. The next thing you know, we popped it out, got a great ovation for it, and then we just like been rolling with it. And
I'm not even gonna hold you. There's been times where he would come up with something. You know how many misses we had to get to this one?
I can imagine. But it's trial and error. That's all a part of the game.
I'm sitting there like, he would say move, and I would say like, how am I doing this? And then and it's funny because our chemistry's so crazy. We would talk about it right before, not know how to do it, get in the ring, do it. So,
mind you, I practice this shit in my head about 1,000 times. I'm like, all right, cool. This can't do that. Well, fuck up. Nope. All right, cool. Bet. We'll do. Yeah. Now I just gotta sell it to they black asses. So they can roll with me.
And the dynamic of this group, Marcus will be like, yeah, cool. I'm sitting there like, this motherfucker probably crazy, but I'm a rock with it because that's my man's. And then I'm just like, all right, cool. All right. So
then we'll do it. Then I get to the corner. But that shit was tight. We're gonna keep that.
Danielle, you have anything? Because I'm enjoying the interview.
Well, I mean, I wanted to speak to that. So, we'll fill you in on a few other things a little later, but I wanted to speak to coming up with that kind of move. Like it's you look at somebody like AJ Styles, who's kind of like world renowned and known, right? And you see the platform that he now is on. So to take a move with someone like him who looks the way he looks, right? And then you're doing it, but you're being a lot more, you're using another person, you're being more innovative about it. So you're taking his move, you're adding another person to it, and you're putting swag on it and making it yours. I think that speaks to a lot, especially since you mentioned how, you understand that in this business, and let's be very candid and frank, it's the good old boys business, right? Mm-hmm. So it's important that the people who look like you who attend, and they're going to continue to push you forward and let you know that, like me and Terry, we appreciate you being there and that we're rooting for you to take that move from that person who looks like that and to just kind of perfect it, like it's super admirable, especially for someone who probably couldn't do it themselves, right? But also we're seeing you do it and you look like us, you know, so I'm popping, I'm marking out, like I'm up in the chair, I'm slapping the bitch in front of me in the back of her head, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. Like, it's just, like, I love wrestling. I appreciate you guys, right? I appreciate the hard work that you put in and continue to do it. I know it's hard, right? And what a lot of people fail to realize is you guys got other things going on outside of this, you know, but this is what you guys do for fun, and you have a passion around it. And you have like kind of an underlying ulterior motive where you're doing it for us, right? You're doing it for us. You're doing it for us. So, you know, we want to forever tell you thank you if we don't say it. You know, we want you to know when we buy that ticket and we're in that crowd, thank you. I'm definitely going to say thank you July 4th. And Terry's going to be there too.
Oh, man.
I'm going to
get him there. We're going live, baby.
I got to see if Terry going to do the spade space. I got to see if Terry going to do that spade. Nah, man.
There it goes. I think the real last question that we're gonna probably close off on is what, you know, briefly, I guess, what got, you know, each of you individually into wrestling, right? So we know that we all love wrestling and we're adults, but it had to start somewhere. So where did your love for wrestling start and, you know, eventually lead to you becoming what you are now, a professional wrestler?
Me per se, it started with my dad. My dad used to watch wrestling, and then, you know, I wanted to be all around my dad, just like how my son is with me. And it started from there. And then my cousins and I, we always watch wrestling, play wrestling, stuff like that. So the love for the business came from, you know, just watching with my dad. It started from there. Oops.
I used to get whoopings because I was practicing my stuff that my dad put me on everybody I can see. So the first whooping, it was a two-parter. I blame Hulk Hogan. That's why I have a disdain for him, because I ripped my shirt and it was a brand new undershirt, and I was like, "Mom, look!" And my mom lost. I just looked at. I got a whooping, and then I got two whoopings that night. The second one, it was a drop kick, and I caught my dad with it lovely. So, and he was sitting on the floor in front of the couch, because that's how my dad is. He don't like to sit on furniture, he likes to sit in front of it like an oddball. So he's sitting down, and I just see him. I'm like, and I don't know what the fuck I was watching. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna drop kick this nigga. In my mind, I'm like, yo, it seemed like a smart idea, like in my mind, like, but I guess gravity and reality wasn't with me. So you see a nice 3-year-old kid. You know, I was heavy. I was a little chunky. I had some size on me, the same size as my daughter. So I come full speed. You hear it like pop, 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 and I just leap. And I'm like, and you know, when shit hurts, because when you get caught off guard, you don't know how to read it over. My dad just, fuck. I'm like, he was proud of me, but he was livid. That brother was mad. Get your ass in here. I was like, run. He's like, this isn't happening on the matches.
That was behind the scenes action.
Behind the scenes. So yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, Papa Wolf put me on to the game, and I've been dealing with it.
Hopping off Wolf, I've also gotten beatings because of pro wrestling, right? So I was about 6, and this is the height of Stone Cold. And I was at my dad's. And my mom was on the phone, so he's like, "Oh, come in, talk to your mother." And I'm playing with my action figures, and I call, "You was a piece of trash." Boy, I got that. Boy, it was something serious. But my love of wrestling is probably because I watched it, but my love of wrestling came from Big Van Vader. All right, like he was the first person that was like, oh, this bigger guy can do something athletic or something so taxing, and it just sparked something in my head to where, hey, maybe somebody like me could do it, you know.
Okay, that's cool.
That's
cool.
I feel like everybody has a wrestling story where they've gotten a beating though. Like I have a story. Terry, do you have a wrestling story where you've gotten a beating?
yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
We don't have to talk about it, but I'm just saying that's relative. Like
Honestly speaking, I feel like if you are a black wrestling fan, you are gonna get a whooping.
Oh yeah.
You are gonna get a whooping. Like, especially if you got siblings. I'm like, put your brother down. Put him down.
Get caught up in that moment when you're young, you do something that you know you shouldn't do, when somebody get hurt, you're like,
I have broken so many beds, so many like, racing car beds.
I broke my bed suplexing a pillow. Fam.
Yeah.
You know the time I got a call home from school because I did the DX chop.
oh man.
I gave my gym teacher the Booker T axe kick.
Picking up the ropes.
Yeah. I didn't think he was gonna turn around. You know, when like a teacher tells you some dumb shit and you trying to do some shit behind their back. I was like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, Booker T. And next all of a sudden he turned around and caught a nice little kick straight to the side. I was like, I am suspended for sure.
I'm an ISS.
Not that for sure when I get home.
He didn't even sell it or nothing.
Nah, he just looked at me. He was like, what the fuck you doing? What you doing?
Well, before we close out, you know, we got to get the social media. How can people contact you? Any upcoming shows you got? Where can we see you at, you know?
Oh, Wolfie. Wolfie's been the man holding us down with that.
The Isaiah Wolf on Twitter, Isaiah Wolf Facebook, Isaiah Wolf Isaiah Wolf 23 on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to the Isaiah Wolf YouTube. You'll find a lot of our prolific like vignettes, promo matches, Tyree matches, car rides. Prolific TV, which is pretty much our own little ride along, which is pretty much got us in.
Oh, July 4th is gonna be lit.
Yeah. So
Harry?
So pretty much.
don't do that, Marcus. Don't do that. Well, you know where to find the big man. T_Taylor347 on the Instagram. Tyree D Taylor on Facebook. On Twitter, Tyree T_Taylor347 on Twitter. If I ever get back to it. And the DMs are open. The comment sections are open.
Yo, if y'all gonna DM me, please.
For everybody. You know what I mean?
Whoa, we are not promoting that on the show.
Whoa. We got the real Marcus Marquis on IG. On Twitter, it's Marcus Marquis. That's Big Q. Yeah, it's M-A-Q.
The Big Q.
Big Q. Yeah, I gotta stand out.
This is why I don't fucking tag your ass that much.
Exactly.
All right, talk about Twitter, Mr. Marcus.
Hey, listen, that's the man. I wish I never made that joke. Everywhere. Just I have this joke. The reason why my name is the name that it is because when I talk to women like influencers and stuff like that, they gotta call me Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark.
You so dead serious. Prolific TV going crazy. this road trip gonna be something.
The merch.
Yo, if y'all looking for like prolific merch, we have the prolific flag tee that we're selling for $20. We got the prolific, the motto. If y'all know the motto, we
Wait. Can y'all do that at the end? I've been waiting for the motto, but I want that at the very end.
The motto is also we are also selling the model T-shirt. So we actually got those. We got those that came out.
The original.
I might come on the 4th so we can do the last thing in y'all motto. You know what I'm saying?
We actually have the Drip Set shirt, limited edition that we got coming out real soon. So we're trying to do that in mass production. But the final,
I'm gonna need that. I live
Also,
in Harlem.
also limited edition, big sexy poster. You know what I mean? Y'all get that too.
all right. And finally, all of a sudden, finally, we have a lot of that we're trying to knock out once the world opens back up. The motto, and if you don't know the motto, we self-made.
What?
Uh-huh.
We get paid.
What we gonna do?
After that, we play space.
No reneging.
Oh, and if you don't know, now you know. And if you knew before, you'll never forget prolific.
I love it.
Oh, that is tight.
I love it.
And hold on. What a good book said?
Oh, y'all done messed up now.
There it is. There it is. Hey, I appreciate y'all for what y'all doing. Keep doing
Definitely.
You might see me July 4th. Who knows? I got family in Charlotte. You know, it's a 2.5-hour drive from
You
Charlotte.
see him looking around like you got plans. You coming?
I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're going to sign off for We Love Wrestling Spotlight. As you know, I'm Cherry D, and as I do, it's too sweet for the culture.